How's it going, guys? Big O here, and in today's video I want to go over my 5 rules to destroying laziness. Now before we get into it, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that post notification bell so you guys get notified when I upload next. So let's get into it. Rule number 5 that I would have in destroying laziness would be to create a 3-second rule. So what this basically means is that when you're actually starting to do something, whenever you're told to do something, whenever you're wanting to do something, you have 3 seconds to start it before your mind actually starts to create these thoughts of you're lazy, you shouldn't do it, you're perfectly fine where you're at. So create that 3 second rule so that you just basically know that you have 3 seconds before your mind starts to start creating thoughts. So within that 3 seconds, you have to start doing that task that you're trying to do, because that's how long it takes your mind to actually start to process something and say, oh, and start creating these thoughts of not to do it. So 3 seconds, and otherwise you're done. So create a 3 second rule. Rule number 4 that I would have is to stay more active throughout the day. Now this doesn't mean hit the gym throughout most of the time. No, that just means more or less that you should constantly be doing something. You should constantly be working towards something. You should constantly have something to do. Now, what if you don't have something to do? That's a great thing to start to try new things out. So if you guys don't have anything to do, it's always best to try something new out. And that's best when you actually use that 3 second rule, because when you're actually trying something new out, you're more than likely going to revert back to that lazy, I'm lazy. So trying something new out will always be good with that 3 second rule. And if you basically just stay more active throughout the day, you won't even have enough time to be lazy. But there's always points in time where you want to take a break, and that's fine to just do it for an hour or 2 hours, so on and so forth. So create that 3 second rule and stay more active throughout the day. Now, rule number 3 that I would have is to stop saying that you don't want to do something. Because the more you say that you don't want to do something, the more you're allowing your mind just to stop and not worry about that thing that you're wanting to do. Even if you really you really just have this idea in your mind that you've never tried something out, but you have this idea in your mind of what it is, and you say you don't want to do it. That's not a thing to say that you don't want to do something. That's more or less something like your mind trying to be like, hey, we're not trying something new out. So you shouldn't have that whole I don't want to do it kind of aspect to it. Unless you've already tried something out before and you really just don't like that thing, then it's fine to just say, hey, I don't want to do it. But it's not for everything. So try new things out and stop saying that you don't want to do a thing. So create a 3 second rule, stay more active throughout the day, and stop saying you don't want to do something. Now, rule number 2 that I would have is to wake up earlier than you normally do. So what this normally does is, let's say you're going to work and you wake up at 8 in the morning, you have to be there at 9. Now, what if you wake up at 7:30 or 7, 30 minutes to an hour earlier? What this does is it helps your mind just kind of wake up earlier than what it normally does. So instead of you having to try and wake up while you're in traffic, you're already woken up. Your mind's already woken up for that day, and you've already created your goals for that day. So instead of waking up in traffic, you're more likely waking up before that. and your mind has that time to process everything that's going on throughout the day. So basically, create that 3 second rule, stay more active throughout the day, stop saying you don't want to do something, and wake up earlier. Now, rule number 1 that I would have, and the most important one, would be to have a go-getter mindset. Now, what this does is that it allows your mind to just say, hey, I want to always be doing something. I want to go after something. I always want a goal that I should be working towards. Because once you have that kind of mindset, you're not going to actually think about being lazy as well. Because the mindset will automatically just change the way you think already. So no matter what it is, you should always have a go-getter mindset. You should always create some goals. You should always have a big picture in mind, and always be working towards that big picture. So having that mindset is going to be really good when it comes down to it. And I will actually link my changing your mindset right up here or in the comments down below. So if you guys want to check that out, I will leave a link to that, linking to that video automatically. So if you guys think that I missed a couple of things, or if you guys have anything to add to that, go ahead and leave it in the comments down below. You never know, it might help somebody else out. So if you guys like this video, go ahead and leave it a like, subscribe, and hit that post notification bell so you guys get notified when I upload next. And before I close this off, that Name My YouTube Channel contest challenge, whatever you guys want to call it, is still going on. So if you guys want a chance to win a shout out in a future video of mine, go and leave a comment down below with any suggestions that you guys have on the name of this channel. And as always, I hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you guys next time.